welcome back to another edition of Catching Up. My name is John Barry. I'm the Sports Communications Director here at Whitman College. And today I want to welcome Whitman men's soccer alums, McCoy Hennes and Noah Cavanaugh. But before we get started, I just want to give a shout out to our Student Athlete Activities Committee, who's also hosting some Catching Up features. So far, they've done basketball's Jander Klein, Corinne Baker, cross country's Gabe Wasserman, and there's going to be a handful of venues come. So shout out to them. You can catch all of that, this episode, their episodes, future episodes on our YouTube channel, Whitman Athletics. So McCoy, I just want to start with you. You just finished your final season here at Whitman, but last summer had the opportunity to play for Ballard FC, semi-professional team in the USL League Two. Who won the league title, I may add. I know you got some playing time, but what was it like training in that environment and getting some time there after having played your 4 years, I guess, at that point here at Whitman?
Yeah, it was definitely an experience for sure, training with them. A lot of the guys are playing Division I soccer, and have come up through like academies here in the US. And so there's like a noticeable difference in the speed of play. And so it took a little second to sort of get adjusted to that. The practices are more intense, a lot more demanding in terms of like accuracy of like passing, like quality of first touch and stuff like that. And so getting used to that took a couple weeks. But once I sort of got into the rhythm and sort of found my position, sort of how I can, incorporate into the game, it was a blast. I mean, the energy and the passion for in competitiveness is it pushes you and engages you with what you're doing, and just makes for a really fun time. It's the reason that you play the game.
Did you play in the back?
I did, yeah.
Center back?
I did, yes.
Nice. Very good. Very good. What was it like? Because a lot of times our graduating athletes go on to, have some sort of a professional career, but you came back to Whitman for that final season. What was it like when you came back for preseason and just getting into the season, having had that summer experience?
Yeah, I definitely found myself more like competitive and like aggressive in terms of like having a stronger mindset of like, I'm not letting this person beat me. But then there's also a certain adjustment that you have to make to like the atmosphere of the team.
Right.
And so just getting used to like styles of communication.
And now, this is your second time on the program. Seems like forever ago. I think it was COVID times. That's all people could think about the last time you were on. But
right,
you just finished your season as well at NISA. We were at Rochester. You guys won the league title. And just a little background, people that are watching, NISA is actually a professional club as part of US Soccer. Where does that experience stack up in your career? Because you've had, quite an extensive professional career. Talk about that, and then maybe just fill us in a little bit on your previous stops.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think for me, it stacks up pretty high. It was a pretty fantastic experience. We also played the final against a team who I had previously played for. So that was kind of a nice ending to my American soccer career, at least for now. I'm currently in Melbourne, Australia playing. And so that's a little bit of a change of scenery.
Are you there? I know we contact over email. Have you left Rochester, or are you just on loan right now? What's your situation in Melbourne?
So I'm looking at contracts right now in Melbourne.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So but the team in Rochester was fantastic. We had a great coaching staff, great group of guys, quite a lot of changeover from the previous year. So I was there back in 2022 season and then again in this past year in 23. And we finished bottom of the league in 2022. And then to be able to swing it back around with a new group of guys, I was the only starting player that was still there, but then we had three other guys that were part of the team last year so literally only four guys out of 25, lots of new faces and hit our stride at the right time.
McCoy, I wanted to circle back to you. A little bit of changing gears. This season, which is your fifth, actually is in many ways kind of the final season of people who are afforded that extra COVID year. What motivated you to come back, and what was that experience like being here for an extra fifth year? Did you, I know you talked about you played last summer and coming back, but just being able to play 5 years and an extra year, what was that experience like? And yeah, again, what motivated you to come back?
Yeah, it was really interesting because playing out of college, you're going into it as like a first year, second year, third year, fourth year. And so there's a very interesting like hierarchical nature, which, part of the process of like forming a team is like dissolving that, I think. Whereas around the world, you'll have teams with such a mix of ages and backgrounds. Playing for a fifth year, I was the only one remaining from my class.
Right.
And so that was like a first time experience being on a college soccer team without any of the other classmates. I think that is something that is a huge part of college athletics, is playing with like your class, especially at like Whitman, where there aren't as many like transfers as there are at maybe like junior colleges and stuff like that. But in terms of what drove me to come back was simply, I didn't really have many other plans for after school, and I had this opportunity available, and
Sure.
I love the game, so figured why not.
No, would you have come back for a fifth year? You just played 4, right?
Yeah, I did.
No COVID year for you?
No, I graduated well before then.
Did you play for 4 years and graduate in 4 years? I know that was standard back then, but so
Yeah.
so I want to end it with this with Noah. I know one of your passions is helping the next generation of youth soccer players. You have a website, YouTube channel dedicated to this. Talk about that a little bit and where we can learn more.
No, it's been fantastic. It's been a cool experience being able to grow as a sort of a small business owner, if you will, and also being able to connect with a lot of people around the world. I mean, it's to the point now where, I get recognized in the Melbourne soccer store. Like I walked here on the first day and these young Melbourne Victory Academy kids were like, wait a second, what are you doing here? Like you're an American, like we follow you on social media and stuff. And that's a very cool experience. And my hope is to help the next generation have more information about the ways of playing football, because I think a lot of what happens, especially in America, is that there's a lack of information, and you lack, a lot of teams will lack identity and stuff. And as I've grown into my professional career and been able to play in a couple different places around the world, it's been a really eye-opening experience about how behind I think a lot of places are. And you go to Spain, you go to Italy to play, you go even down to Australia, or even at the professional level in America, and it's the differences between coaching at a youth level and coaching at that level is so different. And I think being able to help that information get put together in a way that's accessible to more people is super important to me. So, there's lots of bigger plans in the works, but that's kind of the thesis there.
And where can we find all the information here?
NoahCavanaugh.com. Really easy.
Perfect. All right, hey guys, I really want to thank you for coming on. It's good to, we have two varying experiences, but both some professional experience here. And Coach Cedeno actually told me get in touch with you guys, and I'm glad I did. So again, thanks for coming on, and best of luck to the both of you. All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.